The weirdest show I ever did was a live feed on Facebook. It was in front of 77,000 people. It was to protest gun violence in the country. As I'm driving to Hollywood, I'm thinking to myself, this is the most millennial thing that I could do. To protest something, have an open mic. If I ever have a kid one day, and he asked me, Dad, back in 2016, when the whole country was shooting each other up, what did you do? Well, son, I went on Facebook and told jokes. What's Facebook, Dad? That replaced MySpace. What's MySpace? Well, that replaced friendship. So I get up and I do about 8 minutes and no one laughed. I bombed horrifically. It was just me in a room with a camera and about 15 LA comedians on their phone the whole time. Like I said, I was a school teacher. It was like being in the classroom all over again. So I get off the stage and my buddy who was watching in Tennessee texts me. He's like, dude, you crushed it. I'm like, dude, I didn't. He's like, check the Facebook comments. So I did. Oh my gosh, middle America, so much more forgiving than LA comedians. People writing things like, he's funny, he's got a punchline. One guy wrote, he's a little fat, but I'll go with him. And then this guy from Missouri wrote something that I still don't understand. He writes, does this guy have Down syndrome? Well, I'm not gonna let that ruin my night. I made 77,000 people laugh. I got the likes and the hearts to prove it. I drove home, I put my head on the pillow, I laid back, and I thought, why would he say that? Do I have Down syndrome? What is Down syndrome? So I looked it up. Would you like to hear the symptoms? Poor vision, excess body weight, short neck. Number 1 disease associated with Down syndrome, type 2 diabetes. Needless to say, my mother and I had a conversation the next day. Hey, Mom, weird question. Was I born with Down syndrome? She paused. The woman who gave birth to me had to think about it. She finally told me I don't have Down syndrome, but I don't believe her. I feel like I've had Down syndrome my whole life and people have just been perfectly pleasant. Like it's my own version of The Truman Show. And if I have had Down syndrome my whole life, it makes sense. I've applied for 25 different jobs. I got all of them. Of course I did. Who's not gonna hire the quirky kid with Down syndrome? No one ever called me Paul. Called me pal. Buddy. One guy called me Skippy. I'd just be sitting in the teacher's lounge. People come up, we're proud.